Evan.
Oh yeah, you were supposed to tell me I don't need those things.
Yeah, you don't need them.
I've already committed. I already committed the crime. Yeah, I did it.
He did it.
I'm a criminal.
That son of a bitch did it.
That son of a... You son of a bitch.
Evan, do we need to have a talk again? Do we need to have a talk?
No.
Dude, he's got that baseball bat right next to him.
Dude,
at all times.
Every day I just get more
Listen. If you guys never grew up in the ghetto like I did, then you guys will know.
I don't know. I mean, from what I hear, Jersey City is looking pretty nice this time of year.
Oh,
Try it.
Based off of what the critics from Miss Marvel are saying.
Oh.
I mean, come to Jersey. Come to Jersey City and find out.
He's baiting us in. He's gonna beat us with that as soon as we get there. Beat us with the bat.
He's got to beat us with something, and I'd rather it be the bat than anything else.
Hello and welcome to your comic book podcast. Oh, William hates these intros when we do them all weird like that.
No, that time that was actually a good one, though.
Okay.
Wow. I was gonna say something else, but I kept it myself.
I swear mine was just as bad as that, or just as inappropriate. What was mine? That was like really weird. It was like 2-3 weeks ago.
I don't remember.
Watch the video. Watch the video.
Go watch our other video. Let us know in the comments what it was. I don't have time to go watch it. Anyways, we're here to bring you the latest and greatest comic book news. We have a lot of cool segments today. We're talking about some lawyers. We're talking about some Black Knights. Not my geckos, but Blackest Night. Here.
That's racist.
We're talking about this right here. This Blackest Night.
Wonder Woman in particular.
Just got this. And then what's our last segment, guys?
Oh, it's called Secrets About the Invasion.
Dude, you're not supposed to tell them that. It's a secret.
Oh no.
It's a secret segment.
It's not the secret segment actually. But
it's a top secret segment.
That's the secret segment, and then the other actual secret segment is the top secret segment. Sponsored by Top Secret, the popcorn. I'm just kidding. All right. And speaking of top secret, I have a top secret announcement I'm finally able to tell you about. We have our first sponsorship on the Ultra Films channel. Woo! I hope I put noises in there in editing. Anyways, we have our first official sponsor, and it is an Etsy shop titled BG3 Dimensions, and he makes some dope props. So I met the guy who runs this shop in a Moon Knight group, obviously, and I saw that he had made a big old batch of these crescent darts, and I knew instantly that I wanted some. And I went and checked out his shop, and I immediately was like, oh, dude, this guy has some cool stuff. I reached out to him, and we started talking. He's showing me some behind-the-scenes stuff about what he's building, what he's working on. So he has a lot in the pipeline from future Marvel stuff and past stuff that he's going to try and get builds for. But his builds are freaking so good. I don't know if you can see the details on here, but it is great. And I don't condone violence, but these things could do some damage if you got somebody don't use these to hurt anyone, but they're legit. These are sick. They're 3D printed, obviously, but they're painted so well. The textures are perfect on these little runes. I love it. Aside from just the crescent darts, he also has Mr. Knight's batons. He's been working on a mask. He has Scarlet Witch's tiara. He has an Amit statue and a Khonshu statue. All of those are available on his shop. Plus, if you know me, you know I used to play a lot of Rainbow Six Siege. He has a ton of Rainbow Six Siege props as well on his shop. So I'm probably going to get some of those here soon. I've already got the crescent darts. I'm getting the batons for Mr. Knight. And then I also ordered a Khonshu statue. So I got the big three. They'll ultimately all be displayed back here sometime. The crescent darts usually literally go like right there. But he has really, really good stuff. You should definitely go check him out. And if you do, don't forget to use code ULTRAFILMS for 10% off. Sounds so cool to say. It's sick. I don't know if I should be leaking this because he hasn't finished it yet, but he's attempting to build Arthur Harrow's cane, like his little Amit cane that he judges people with. He's going to be working on Zeus's thunderbolts from Thor Love and Thunder and some other things. I'll just leave it at that, but he has some really cool stuff coming out. So I'll keep you guys updated in future videos about this. And I want to be clear, we aren't getting paid for the sponsorship. This is kind of like a test run for us. We aren't going to be making any affiliate money from this. We just think his stuff's really good. This is literally like just promo for him. We just think his stuff literally is so good. We're like, dude, we gotta show this out to other people. So just to be entirely clear, we don't make any money off of it, but these things are just so cool that I feel like we had to share them. Like I was like, dude, people need to know about this because these are sick. So if you are interested in these, go click the link in the description. It'll be on a card somewhere up here to go to his shop. Add whatever you think you'd like to the cart, and then once you're in checkout, use code ULTRAFILMS for 10% off. So I will leave you with that information and let you get back to the podcast. Let's actually talk about some of this stuff. We're going to start with, if you guys are cool with starting with Lawyer Up.
Yeah.
Our first segment.
Yeah.
Cool. Our first segment is Lawyer Up. You better get
Whoa.
yourself a lawyer in this big old massive Marvel universe in case anything collateral happens. I mean, now that I think about it, there's probably a big need for lawyers for all the like collateral damage that's done for everything in New York. This is just everyone's cars getting destroyed, buildings are getting fucking demolished. Hulk just, yeah, I don't know, dude. They gotta have some good lawyers out there.
So there's that, but in the comics, there's actually a group that is a subgroup of Shield.
Oh, really?
That are all superhumans. That when the city gets destroyed, they go out and they rebuild the city in like a night.
Wow, that's crazy.
Because they're all super powered.
What's the group of that team? I want to be part of it. I want to see them on the big screen.
I think it would actually be a really compelling story.
Yeah.
Like if they could do it correctly.
They would.
You ever wonder what happens if the building who cleans up after the destruction?
Yeah.
But like that's the whole reason why like they make that group is because
yeah, makes sense.
The stuff that happened with the Vulture from Spider-Man, where like he made all that Chitauri like stuff,
all the
like
Chitauri tech.
Like that would be cool if like that was the reason why they made that group.
Yeah, they like started investigating into where everything went more seriously, and they check in on all the damage of like Sokovia more seriously, that sort of thing. They find Vision alive, or not
actually
Vision.
they kind of already did though. Didn't they figure everything out after like Sokovia? I mean, even Baron Zemo said it in the Falcon Winter Soldier, saying, they took everything, they looted everything like vultures.
Yeah, they kind of did. They kind of did. Maybe they did already establish it, but it would be kind of cool to see them build that team and like have them start in Sokovia, and you do like flashback scenes. That's one way they could bring back, Robert Downey Jr. or something like that, or Chris Evans for a movie, is like a couple scenes in a TV show like that, and it's like a flashback. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know if they'd be willing to pay those guys that as much as they'd have to pay them to bring them back, but it'd be kind of cool to do this flashback scene like that.
Let's just keep it all in the past. Let's move forward.
You're like, I don't care about this group. They suck. But no, we have a couple lawyers coming to Disney Plus in the very near future. One of them, super near future. We've got She-Hulk coming. What's the date on that again? I don't remember any of these dates anymore. Disney Plus. She-Hulk comes to Disney Plus at It's this year, right?
Yeah,
I
it's
believe so.
definitely this year. It's actually soonish, August 17th.
August
There you go.
17th. I wanted
Called
to
it.
say October for some reason, and I knew that was wrong. I was like, no. Don't say
The
October.
group's name, I believe, is Damage Control, by the way.
That makes sense. Damage Control. Literally in their name. Okay, so yeah, August 17th, we get She-Hulk. And they just recently also announced Matt Murdock is getting his own Disney Plus series. So they're bringing back Daredevil. And gonna be, I don't know if they'll do season 4 of Daredevil and they'll call it season 4, or if it will be season 1. What do you guys think?
Well, it would be weird to not call it season 4, considering, what is it? In a couple months, all the Disney Plus shows will have the old Netflix shows on them.
Yeah, I mean,
when is that exactly?
I think they're already there.
They're already there, I believe.
Yeah.
They should be already there.
Yeah, but they'll have like the Disney Plus stamp of approval, and they'll be Disney Plus shows technically at that point. However, yeah, I guess it just wouldn't make sense to not call it season 4 because everything has been confirmed in that show as canon at this point. I mean, you still have Wilson Fisk, same guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's same continuity, same thing with Matt Murdock, same continuity all the way through. They don't have to include the other characters if they don't want to at this point. They can abandon those. They could recast them, I guess, but
as of March 16th, all those shows were on Disney Plus.
Yep, yeah.
And that's why they made you make a adult version.
Yes, they made you create a special like little passcode for adult privileges, and only adults can access this 18 plus stuff, which is anything that is in those shows because it's too mature.
I had no problem with it. I just turn on there.
Well,
I don't need no code.
Wow, because you
might be the only account.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah,
I think that's probably because you're the only account.
Yeah, your birthday on there.
I allow my mom to have my account, so.
So you had to set up a passcode.
Yeah.
Your mom can't access any of the mature content. She's
wow.
You could do that.
Denied.
You could do it. It would be funny. Just lock her down and be like, "Sorry, mom, don't want you to see this stuff."
Well, I mean, it kind of makes sense because she has the grandkids over at her house all the time.
Yeah, no.
Or used to. Yeah. Now, but they live in Florida now, so.
Oh, snap. Yeah, no, don't do that. They don't need that. They accidentally turn on Luke Cage. Jessica Jones.
Luke Cage.
That would
Look,
be
sex scene right away.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Look, why is Luke Cage making love to Jessica?
That's crazy. What are they doing, Grandma?
But wasn't it Rosario Dawson was the original sex partner for Luke Cage?
I don't remember for sure.
I'm pretty sure it was.
No, because I believe Luke Cage already met Jessica way before.
No, but they had known each other, but they didn't start having a relationship until
toward the end of the season.
Through season 1 or season 2.
Jessica
and Rosario
Jones,
Dawson was the original
love interest. Yeah.
Love interest because they had to go get coffee.
Yeah, I think you're right about in Luke Cage when that happens, but I think that in Jessica Jones, which comes out first. Actually, I don't know.
But I thought it was season 2 of Jessica Jones that she met Luke Cage.
It's in
no.
It
is season 1?
Yeah, because the whole thing is like, Kill.
Oh, right, because season 2 was Kill. Yeah.
Yeah, Kilgore blows up his like entire bar. Like he like mind controls Luke to blow up his bar while he's in it, and he survives it obviously, but he's like forced to do it. So,
but yeah,
all that stuff's on there, and so we're getting a season 4 of Daredevil for sure.
And it would make sense if it was called season 4. Yeah. I mean, I think it would.
I think so too. What would you guys like to see most? Like from season 4, villain wise, other protagonists possibly coming back.
I don't know. I honestly don't think I've seen season 3.
Okay, that's
because that was like the Return of the Hand, right?
Yes, Return of the Hand. Basically, at the end of season 3, I think the end of
Because I saw the end of the Defenders when he got got crushed by the building.
So that's after season 3. So
That's after season 3?
I believe so. I'm
Because
pretty
I thought
dang
season
sure.
3 came after the Defenders.
It might have come out after, but it's canon-wise supposed to be. Let me look. When did let me just look up Daredevil. And also the Defenders, and then just look at
Timeline.
yeah, when they came out. So 2017, late 2017 is when Defenders came out, and season 3 came out in 2018.
Yeah, because he part of the whole storyline was that he had to remember who he was because he didn't remember who he was.
Yeah, I haven't seen season 3 either. Now that I think about it, but it's really good.
Because I heard.
I know that. Dude, literally everybody was raging about Fisk.
Because I heard Elektra came back.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, no, okay. So yeah,
but he lost his relationship with Foggy.
Yeah.
So maybe a rebuilding of the relationship with Foggy. That would be kind of cool because Foggy is a great part of that show.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Other than that,
like to see obviously Wilson Fisk as a villain for that show again, or
I think. Granted, I haven't seen season 3, so I can't say if they've done Bullseye or not. But Bullseye is
no,
they haven't.
Villain.
Okay.
Yeah, they could do something like that if it's possible.
I mean, Bullseye would be pretty good.
Yeah.
And maybe they could reprise Colin Farrell.
Ooh, I was gonna say, who would you want to do it? Colin Farrell might be busy, timeline-wise, right now, filming stuff for the Penguin show on HBO Max, though.
I doubt they would reprise Colin Farrell for Bullseye.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but
maybe it's a storyline of Daredevil and Spider-Man.
yeah. What kind of team-ups would you like to see if we bring other MCU characters into the fold? Would you like to see She-Hulk? Is like a
I think
in court sort of thing?
Hold on. So I think if we are going to see Daredevil, I would like to see him in the She-Hulk series.
But she's going to be there.
You think he's going to be
but
there?
But I don't think She-Hulk should be in Daredevil.
I mean, they're both lawyers. Let's not forget, they're both lawyers. They both run into each other every time at the lawyer office because they are lawyers for, super, MCU, Marvel characters.
Or maybe season 4 is just all of the court proceedings that we didn't see in Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah, what if
Far From Home.
I think it'd be
No Way Home.
No Way Home. What if obviously
coming.
Matt's going to be defending
or it's all Happies.
That guy, right? That guy that was Spider-Man,
Yeah, no. He's not defending the guy who's Spider-Man. He's defending Happy. But what if She-Hulk is defending defending the state or the people or whatever?
No, I don't think so. What's it called?
She-Hulk is supposed to defend the supers. That's her because she's an outed super.
Yeah.
Well, she isn't at the beginning of the show. It looks
but in general, she is an outed super, so that's why she defends the supers.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I wonder how long they're gonna hold off before they reveal that she's that. I'm kind of curious.
What do you mean?
In the She-Hulk series, how long is Jennifer gonna be able to keep her identity safe before?
Not really. Have you seen the trailer? She walks around the public as She-Hulk.
Oh yeah. But I mean, is it gonna be the full first episode and then end of episode 1? It's they released it and that's the cliffhanger or whatever, or.
So I don't think so.
Or is it gonna be
they dropped
halfway?
The episode size down a little bit because it was originally 9 episodes.
Yeah.
But I heard that they were gonna drop it down.
It should still be 9.
Is it?
Yeah.
So maybe it was 12, and then they dropped it down to 9.
Yeah.
Because I saw an article where they dropped the episode countdown for it.
A little bit, yeah.
So maybe it's episode 3 that is the big reveal, since like most of the episodes are like 9 or 6 episodes long now.
Yeah.
And this one is getting a little bit more of
A little bit extra time to
extra
develop.
time. Like maybe it's like episode 3 that everybody then finds out that she is She-Hulk in addition to being Jennifer.
Yeah.
She made a Tinder profile, so everyone knows.
That's true. Yeah.
She made a She-Hulk profile.
Yeah. Well, there's also
because she was going to take guys out on dates as She-Hulk.
Yeah, there's like the one.
Every boy or man's dream. Get carried by She-Hulk and get tared.
Oh God.
Well, that just turns and like brings back the whole like mommy fanatic that everybody had when like Resident Evil 8 came out.
Yeah.
I mean that too, but it also brings a different thing if you think about it. You know, being railed by the woman.
Oh God.
Wait, do you want to get railed by the woman?
We can't kink shame people. You know, everyone has fancies about that. We cannot kink shame people.
I think we're
about
asking
that type of thing.
you, not the comment section. Although if you want to leave it in the comments, you're welcome to. This is a safe place. But I think we're asking you, William, if you're
asking me.
Yeah.
Do you want to get Peggy Carter?
That depends. It depends who it is, though. It depends who it is, though.
Well, Peggy says she can do it all day. So you got to be aware of that.
There has to be a limit. If we're talking about it, there has to be a limit. She has to give me a safe word. She has to give me her consent. She has to give me everything. You always gotta come prepared, guys. You can't just go in and be like, "Hey, come here and do me in the butt."
That's fair. That's fair.
Oh man. So I think
William's got it down packed.
I think it's a consensual yes. More on that later.
More on that later.
Wait, that wasn't the secret segment?
No, that's not the secret segment.
Dang
it's not.
Peggy Carter wasn't the secret segment.
No,
Dang it.
I don't think you're gonna get it. But let's talk about some of the other characters that are gonna show up in She-Hulk for sure. So we've got Frogman, my favorite Frogman ever. I actually have his Marvel Legends character sitting like right there.
Well, why don't you go get it? Why don't you just go get it?
I can get it if you want to see him.
Yeah,
His
go
name's
get it, you lazy
Eugene.
bum. Look at that ass right there. Do you see that ass right there?
Frogman.
Dang.
All right, let me read you his bio from Marvel's Legends.
All right, go ahead.
Eugene Patillo suits up as Frogman in a misguided attempt to restore his family's good name.
Oh,
That's all.
Oh, so this is Frogman 2, not Frogman 1.
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean Frogman 2?
Frogman 1 was his father, and made a
yeah.
bad reputation of Frogman because he used the suit to steal stuff.
Yeah. That sounds about right. He's like a reverse Ant-Man. Yeah. Sort of deal where he steals stuff and then doesn't want the suit. And then
So do we see Frogman 1 or 2 though, like in the show?
I
I think we
actually
see
don't
Frogman
know.
1.
I think it's supposed to be
the
Eugene.
villain Frogman.
I think it's supposed to be the good one, actually. I don't know if they've released any information actually on that. I think it's all
nothing yet.
I think it's all speculation at this point, but people are assuming it's going to be Eugene to try and do good. And the villain that's supposed to possibly show up is all but confirmed is Porcupine. So yeah, I don't know if that's going to be.
She is fighting she's also fighting what's that chick's name? Tifa. I forgot the name of the trailer. He was fighting someone in the courtroom as well. There's another female villain in the trailer.
I don't know who that is actually. I didn't remember who that was. But
she's fighting someone. She's fighting someone else that's like her arch rival, or one of her main villains that she fights.
Yeah, check it out. There's also supposed to be obviously Abomination, who might be a part of the villains, but also he seems sort of reformed in a way. Obviously,
he's just chilling. He's just chilling right now.
He's hanging out with Wong, who's also supposed to be in this. And
he is.
Just like I think it's all going to connect, or this show could actually connect a lot of dots, because obviously the post-credits scene in Shang-Chi shows how Bruce is no longer the smart Hulk, but then in this show he is. So maybe he's able to start transferring his body back and forth between where he has like more conscientious control over the Hulk, and it's like a conjoined effort in both, you know, as he's Banner and when he's in the Hulk form. I don't really know how that's going to play out.
Like they set him up to be Professor Hulk.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Mean, he's going to be Professor Hulk mostly in this, but like Wong's involved, Banner was involved in that post-credit scene in Shang-Chi, and Abomination was in the film, so I feel like this is going to like tie up, it's supposed to at least tie up and show some of that transition stuff that you didn't get to see in Endgame, when Banner went from not in control of the Hulk at all to Professor Hulk, and they just skipped that whole part. You get to see some of that from what I'm hearing from a lot of people, is the showrunners made a point to be like, hey, people are unhappy with how we've shown the Hulk so far since Ruffalo took over, and they want to see more of the depth there, so they're gonna show that sort of transition process. I think that's at least what people are saying is gonna happen.
We shall see. We shall see what happens.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be Titania.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why I said Tifa. I don't know why the fuck I said Tifa. What the fuck?
He combined Titania and his favorite soccer game.
Dude, did you know that she's from Denver, Colorado?
Titania?
Oh.
Titania.
Oh, interesting. No, I didn't know that.
Mary McKieran is her real name.
Interesting.
And her partner is the Absorbing Man.
Yes.
Oh.
So maybe we also see the Absorbing Man make us...
That's a possibility.
Is it his first appearance? No. It would be his first appearance, yeah.
In the MCU, yeah.
I was mixing up some of the cartoon shows.
Ooh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Frogman is probably, I would assume, going to be like a hero. I also am kind of curious because he's just like some like wacko vigilante. At least Eugene is. So I'm wondering if like some of the
Adrian chase him.
Well, yeah, that, but also if like they legally are like disputing stuff over Sokovia Accords and changes, and if they'll discuss Thunderbolt Ross at all, because we know William Hurt's no longer around. He's not. I think he was cast for this show, but I don't know if they ever got to film with him.
They did some filming, or did some filming with him. But I wonder if part of the reason why the show is no longer 12 episodes or whatever it was, is because they took the
scenes with
the Red Hulk stuff away.
Yeah, I would assume that would be part of it. It feels like also like, yeah, just like you can't do that once, you know. It just wouldn't make sense.
Or it was just too hard to find somebody to do the replacement.
Yeah,
like
that
probably
recast him at this point.
It's he's been in too many projects to just gloss over and be like, yes, it's this guy the whole time. So the continuity wise, they like to keep it the same. They've only done a few changes. Obviously, Rhodey, that's the biggest one really, but they started that super early. From Iron Man 1 to Iron Man 2. That was literally their first 3 films. So,
do you think we see Val?
Ooh, good question.
Yeah, I don't think so yet. Depends what happens with Abomination. You know, see Abomination.
Yeah,
I think we see Val.
It depends. I know that obviously Wong is working with Abomination.
I mean, they're actually buddy. You know, he's helping him calm down, and Wong's just there to like, you know, become chilled.
I wonder if Val is working with, you know, the Thunderbolt, well, more specifically like Thunderbolt Ross and like the American government. It would seem so. It seems like that call Sharon Carter made was to Val. All of that like kind of tracks so far. I guess we could see her, like she could be running like a secret government deal where I don't think she's working with like Wong or Kamar-Taj though. I don't think that Wong would take that sort of a risk. He's like, do not do anything sketchy at all. I don't know why he would trust Abomination though. So like I don't know. There's a lot.
They,
Like I said,
if you saw the movie, you saw how they were. He gets him out of his own prison cell, and then they go do the fights, and then he takes him back.
Yeah.
They're like forming like a good friendship with each other.
Yeah, but like why though? Like why is that
Why
in
not?
place?
Why not? Because Abomination has nothing else to do. He's not gonna get out.
I mean, true, but like, why is Wong looking for friends that hard? You know what I mean?
Because why not?
I don't know if he's looking for friends, but maybe he's looking for funding.
I guess so.
Funding for what?
He doesn't have enough of those sandwiches. He doesn't have ties to the human.
I would think that they need some form of funding.
Yeah, for the Avengers.
They can't just be like a group of
sorcerers,
magic men that make money out of thin air. Like everything has its own laws, and one of the laws is that you can't, do money making out of thin air.
Yeah, that's one of like the unwritten rules of magic. So yeah, it'll be interesting. That's going to be a cool dynamic to explore, and that's probably why it's a little bit longer, is because they have a lot of those pieces to like, kind
My
of
whole
figure
thing
out.
is I think we do see Val because we haven't seen her since Black Widow.
Yeah, and Falcon and Winter Soldier.
We need to. I mean, technically, the Winter Soldier is before that.
Yeah.
But as far as earlier, like most recent things, like we haven't seen her since the Black Widow stuff, right? So we should probably see
what is going on. What's the next step of her team?
And it feels like they're trying to build that as a TV show side more so than they are for the movie side.
Yeah, because they included Yelena and Hawkeye. They're including Abomination in this. And I mean, they did tie those pieces in a little bit with the movies in Black Widow and then in Shang-Chi. But, I mean, it doesn't have to be a movie. It can be a TV show, you're right. So if they and they did Zemo, who's probably likely on the team in Falcon and Winter Soldier as well. John Walker in Falcon and Winter Soldier. So it does seem more TV based rather than something that'll be on the big screen. So that'll be quite interesting. I'm kind of curious how they put that all together. It'll be good to see. That's why I'm super excited, and for Frogman. But that's because I love frogs.
I mean, what if we see
Doom in She-Hulk?
I know we won't, but
yeah. Hey, you can't blame a man for trying. You know what I mean? I'm not
trying too hard, but hey,
they still haven't cast me as Doom yet, so that's the problem.
That is the problem. Anyways, we're gonna talk about some other green fellows. I know She-Hulk's green. We're gonna talk about the other green fellows in the MCU. Those Skrulls and the secrets about the invasion. More specifically about Secret Invasion. And the show that's coming out with Samuel L. Jackson. And it's the Secret Invasion storyline where the Skrulls take over and, pretend to be some of the heroes. And they're not very good guys. And we've recently got some very big news that kind of places this show where it's supposed to be in the MCU timeline, and then we're going to kind of discuss what the implications of that time frame means and what might actually go down in the show and what that all means with people being snapped sort of deal and people coming back. So without further ado, let's talk about this thing. So
go for it.
It's placed during the blip. We've got a 5-year gap in between when Thanos first snapped and then when Hulk snaps and brings everybody back. In between, at any point during that, this show takes place, and it follows Nick Fury and Captain Hill in space, presumably, because Fury's seen out in space at the end of Far From Home, which is after the snaps. So at the very end. So they're out in space, presumably, and Talos and who's the other lady that's pretending to be Captain Hill? I don't know her name. The other scroll that's there disguised. It's his wife. That's why.
Yeah, I believe so. I forgot the name. I don't know.
They're presumably on Earth. Let's take a quick bet at this, because I'm curious to know where it is. It might be Soren. Yeah, that sounds sort of familiar. That's his wife.
I'm looking up officially.
Oh, okay.
Talos and Soren.
Yeah, that sounds
right. So Soren impersonates Myra.
Yeah. So essentially, I want to know how you guys feel about the blip moment when Nick Fury pages Captain Marvel, and whether or not you believe that it was Talos or if it was actually Nick Fury, because Captain Marvel is pretty dang convinced that it's Fury, and it wouldn't make. Why would they trust Talos to just have the pager there? And I guess we can get super deep into like, what is Nick Fury really doing in space? If that's the case. Who wants to go first? It's a lot, but
you can go, William.
No, you go ahead.
I'm doing a quick thing.
Oh, he's gonna do
Evan, you know what? Evan, you go first since you're the one that asked.
Oh, what? Okay, fine. I'll go first. I don't know, dude. It's so plausible either way. My thought is that, I mean, obviously Talos and Soren were a part of Captain Marvel, and they seemed trustworthy. And trustworthy enough to watch over Earth while Fury's out in space for something. But what real threat is out there that they're that hasn't shown up at Earth? Like, Arisham's like pretty gnarly, but like he's not a threat to Earth directly at this point. And so you look at, like, it's not Galactus. Galactus isn't. They're not tracking Galactus. Oh well, he's headed towards Earth. Galactus is huge. He's not headed straight towards Earth or whatever. Most likely, presumably. So you're like, okay, what's this real threat out in space that Fury's fighting? And I just don't know if I can believe he's off world. And I want to think that he's actually snapped.
Yeah.
But then again, and it would make more sense for me, tracking wise, to be like, okay, he got snapped, he came back, and it went, oh fuck, space is super dangerous. We should be defending Earth by defending space. And so then that's when he decides to leave. However, this show is supposed to be tracking Fury. So the one, like, discrepancy there is it's just following Talos and Soren, just pretending to be Fury and Hill. And so I guess I could see that as a dynamic. And then, but they got snapped away. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know. It's so weird. I don't know what the story is going to be like. I don't know if, like, the scrolls are actually going to be, like, shown as, like, you know, the backstabbers they are in the comics, but yeah, that's all I can, like, really can say for certainty is, like, I know the scrolls are not super great in the comics, and that, like, realistically maybe, you know, the snap happens and Talos and Soren disappear while they're, like, pretending to protect Earth or whatever as Fury, and then because they're snapped and they, like, don't have their leaders and the scrolls are freaking out, they start, you know, taking the forms of, like, the Avengers or stuff like that and start causing problems out in space, and Fury has to do damage control out there or something like that. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know. So we'll see. And then, I mean, I would presume it has, like, some sort of twist and implications on, like, some of our favorite heroes are actually just scrolls or something like that. But I don't know. Then again, I don't know. Maybe we get a reveal that Natasha and the Natasha that sacrificed was just a scroll, and that's actually alive, teaching ballet somewhere. Just kidding. I don't know. All right, you guys go. I don't know what else to say. It's hard.
Okay. So based off of my research, at least Mora in the car was Soren.
Okay. How do you know that?
Every time she talked to Nick Fury
Okay.
before the ending credits of Captain Marvel, or not Captain Marvel, Infinity War,
Yeah.
she referred to Nick Fury as Sir. She had never said any other word, like talk to him.
Yeah.
She never called him Fury. She never called him Nick.
Yep.
She always referred to him as Sir.
Yeah.
At the end of that, she called him Nick on 2 occasions before they ran into the car. Like, as they were running into the car, she said, Nick, Nick. Otherwise, she would say Sir or Fury, right? Because that's what they had set in Captain Marvel, that Fury only has his subordinates call him Fury or Sir.
Yep.
And then again, when they get out of the car and Nick Fury gets ready to like summon Captain Marvel.
Yep.
She calls him Nick one more time. So
okay.
I'm like, you can maybe like say in the heat of the moment, like because they're like getting ready to hit a car crash, that's like kind of a forgivable situation.
Yeah.
But when she's actually like just talking to him, like, and watching all these people get dusted, like even in that situation, I think it would be Sir.
They've been in worse situations.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like they fought.
So
they fought.
I think in that situation it would be a Sir or a Fury.
Yeah.
So
you don't break that like precedent of language with your superior unless it's like you've been given a pass. You know what I mean? So
I mean, like, was she the acting director of S.H.I.E.L.D. at that time? I don't think she was.
No, I don't think so either.
So,
I think that S.H.I.E.L.D. was dead at that point. S.H.I.E.L.D.'s, I mean, it's been like working undercover, sort of like in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is not canon, but technically parts of it are, and so like there was some other S.H.I.E.L.D. director, but it was like underground, completely like a complete underground operation. And I think even Phil Coulson was in charge for a little while. But,
Coulson was the acting director of S.H.I.E.L.D. for a while, but then even in the show, like, he was still getting his information from Fury.
Yeah, exactly. So,
so like, I think it was Soren did not get snapped at the end of that, right? Or Hill?
They both did. They both got snapped.
They both got snapped?
Yeah, they both got
They
snapped.
both got snapped in the car thing. That's why at the end of the credit scene you saw Fury, the scroll that posing that Fury saying "mother," to make it look like. And then once they dropped the beeper was already beeping for Captain Marvel to show up to come up.
Yeah.
So I think that was the 2 scrolls.
It doesn't even have to necessarily be Talos in that situation. Like, obviously, it is in Far From Home, but it could have just been 2 random scrolls. Like, there could be, like, as a security measure, so that, like, Fury doesn't get killed, because there's plenty of people that want to. There's just, like, different scrolls across
impersonating Fury at all times.
Him, so, like, no one can actually track his movements. So that could just be one of the sets. And they like had given them the pager for that, because like it seems almost certainly that like Fury and Hill are in this series and it's them and it's not somebody. It wouldn't make sense.
Also, given the fact that the technology jump between Captain Marvel and the Iron Man 1
huge
was
jump.
Pretty big. I'm assuming that Fury had found a way to duplicate the pager.
Oh, yeah. Actually, 100% of the way. 100%.
So, like, he probably had one, and then Talos, or whoever was Fury at the time, also had one.
Yeah.
So...
Do you think that they show that, like, this when they get snapped, that, like, when they come back or whatever, that it's like, oh... this wasn't Fury? If they show... Well, I don't even know if they'd...
I
feel
think
like
I think they're gonna
that's
have to show us how they came
yeah,
back.
it's kind of like
You know, how everyone.
yeah, it's kind of like a loose end to like have Fury be snapped, but then Fury's alive during the blip. So they kind of have to show, or like at least mention, yeah, no, that wasn't me, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do think it was a random scroll and or Talos that got blipped,
Yeah,
and that's why they know. In the police officer in No Way Home is also a scroll.
yeah.
Because how else would he know that Fury is off
Fury's
world?
off-world. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, true. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. So then the second part of that big old loaded question I gave you is, what do you think Fury is doing off-world?
I think
Good
he's trying to
question.
find more people to protect the Earth.
Really?
Probably.
Okay, so like a recruitment mission.
Yeah,
Pretty much. Yeah.
or he's taking the fight to the big bads, so they don't fight on Earth and don't destroy Earth anymore.
Yeah, maybe.
I wouldn't mind for another space battle.
I'd love
I
that.
wouldn't mind.
So he's obviously
Like, if he has his own pager, then he's would be able to summon Captain Marvel at any time.
maybe that's
If
the reason.
only he needs to though. You know.
Maybe
But
that's
I'm
the
just
re-
saying, like,
yeah,
like he wouldn't like if there's two duplicate pagers,
yeah,
then one that has the pager and it's like only use this in a like major threat situation.
yeah.
That's when at the time they were when they were quote unquote getting blipped, saying, okay,
Yeah.
this is serious. Let me go call her. You know, or beep her.
What if the reason why she's like so like spacey and all over the place and like never on Earth is because like Fury and the Skrulls are like out fighting against like the Kree or whoever we're fighting outside
could
of
be.
Earth, and like she just keeps getting paged from battle to battle. So like every time like she's had to like hang up on that phone call in Shang-Chi, and then like when she had to dip out in the middle of Avengers Endgame after they had killed Thanos, she's just like, yep, bye, I'm gonna go help save the world. You're like, okay, where she's just like dipping out. So maybe that's why, is because she's like actually working with Fury in space.
I don't know if we get that answer in this, but I think we might get it in the Marvels.
Yeah, in the Marvels,
Yeah.
we would get that probably. But like we got so much like related to space coming on like right now. Like we got Miss Marvel coming out soon. Then we'll have, She-Hulk is not necessarily related to that, but then Secret Invasion is coming out early 2023, I believe. So like those two series in general,
I believe it is 2023.
it might be like late this year, but it's most likely 2023 is from all the reports I've heard.
Okay.
I don't think they have a date set yet, so like they could move it up, but it's most likely
I mean, they could, and we also still got to get like at least the first trailer
yeah.
as well, at least a teaser for it first.
Yeah.
Oh, it was supposed to, be out November 2021. So
Yeah, originally. Yeah.
Originally, but then that
Everything-
happened.
Everything got pushed back, so that's not a thing anymore. Do you guys think that there's a bad bone in these Skrulls' bodies? Do you think that there's like any conflict there that we're gonna see?
I think we'll see some form of conflict from them. Because you can't be a shapeshifter and then not like,
Cause issues.
well, not even just cause issues, but like be considered or like know that you can use your power for your own betterment.
Yeah, that's true.
They have to at least introduce the queen of the evil queen of the Skrulls, pretty much, in Secret Invasion.
I think so.
They have to. I mean, there's no way you cannot have Secret Invasion without evil Skrulls, pretty
Evil
much.
Skrulls, yeah. I agree. I just don't know what capacity that's gonna look like, because I feel like Talos has set himself up as like a good ally, a solid ally.
Yeah, a good, yeah. But
It would
he
be-
probably has to mention, saying, okay, there's another one. We ran
it's
away
not
from
just
the queen
us.
because we don't believe in her ways and this and that.
Yeah, that could be it. Like obviously they're fighting the Kree, but maybe secretly there's something else going on too that he just didn't want to
Probably.
disclose.
I mean, they didn't fight the Kree too much, but maybe they will. But we'll see.
Do we think we see a Captain Marvel versus Captain Marvel fight where one of the Skrulls turns into? I'm just kidding.
No.
yeah, I'm interested to see if we saw anybody. Obviously, we're gonna get Miss Rambeau, who's gonna show up in Secret Invasion. She's also
Oh
gonna
yeah,
be
because
in the Marvels.
she was called up to go see Fury.
Yes, so she'll be there for sure. Do you think we see Brie Larson show up as Carol Danvers in this show?
I don't think so.
Really?
Maybe a post credit scene.
I guess so. I guess I feel like she'd be. I mean, she's obviously not on the cast, so
I wouldn't mind seeing a post credit scene. For her and Monica finally, being
finally
contact saying,
meeting up. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. And be like, hey, I'm your former best friend's daughter. Remember me when I was a kid? And she's like, what?
Yeah.
You're an adult now and you have powers? That'd be kind of cool, actually.
Like, you remember my mother?
Yeah, I'd love that. I'd love that for them. I hope they.
She's the one that got slammed by a statue in a different multiverse,
different world, different universe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
What
we
you got
have
for me?
a few things here.
Okay.
Just looking at like a photo. It's from January, so I don't know how relevant it is still currently.
Okay.
But it has She-Hulk, I Am Groot, Season 2 of What If, Thor: Love and Thunder, Miss Marvel, Secret Invasion of Wakanda.
Yeah, that's all supposed to be.
So, but that's like everything that it's shown has been in order so far.
Yeah.
So like it's Moon Knight, Doctor Strange is the next thing that it shows, and then She-Hulk.
She-Hulk is next.
But like Miss Marvel is now in front of She-Hulk.
Yeah, that got switched around.
So it's slightly switched around. But Wakanda Forever comes out in January, and all these things are supposed to still be 2022.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if
Secret Invasion's the only one that doesn't like specifically say will come out in 2022.
Yep.
It just is coming soon on Disney Plus.
Okay.
So I think it might be like a February release.
Yeah, that's what I would guess. It's pretty early 2020.
And then I haven't heard anything about I Am Groot since like,
I think
it was originally previewed.
No, I have no idea if that's still even a project, to be honest.
It probably still is. I mean, come on, they're probably most likely gonna do it for the kids
Groot
and all that stuff.
Everyone loves Groot. You're right. They have to. They have to do it. They have to do it. If they don't,
they don't have to. But
if they don't, we're rioting.
Get the bats.
It looks like it might just end up being a 1-episode thing.
Oh,
Probably.
dang.
So like a small, like probably a 45-minute movie.
Yeah.
And that's not the Christmas special, is it? I don't think
so.
Because it's literally supposed to be titled
that's supposed to
Guardians
be
of the Galaxy Christmas Special.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be called.
Yeah. And that's supposed to be Christmas time, I think.
So
Really? You don't say?
No, I don't. I never said that.
You never did? Oh,
I
okay,
would never.
sorry.
I would never say something like that. Yeah, I think that's a pretty accurate guess on where it's going to be, January or February. So.
Correct.
yeah, like we're still not even getting an official release date for I Am Groot, which, if I would think, would be around January, or not January, like November-ish or August.
Okay. Alrighty.
Because like Thor: Love and Thunder is in August, Groot's going to be in that, so maybe before that, or no, in July. Sorry.
Yeah.
In July.
Yeah.
So maybe I Am Groot will be just slightly behind that then.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Because it sounds like it's supposed to be Baby Groot.
They should have dropped a trailer by now, I feel like, if it was going to be there.
Nah.
Or it's just not even going to happen anymore. But like, if it's only like a 1-episode thing, then I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter whenever. They can throw it in whenever. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um.
Say, hey kids, here's Groot. Enjoy.
However.
It's supposed to have Drax in it though.
Oh. Okay, I like that. Let's talk about this last segment that we got, because this is talk about throwing things out. This is a wild jump from DC to try and make this happen. This is
Well, more like a wild
DC.
jump for the CW.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big jump for CW, and it's a big leap to make in storytelling from where they're at right now to where they have to be to make this storyline work, but they're going to try it. So, obviously, this segment is called The Blackest Night. They are trying to do that storyline. Like I said, they're going to try and make it work. However, there's so many pieces they need. We're going to talk about what pieces those are and how they could maybe get there or do a different sort of version than what happens in the actual comics for this storyline. Obviously, there's not a single Green Lantern in the Arrowverse at all. There's one, but he hasn't worn the ring yet, and that's John Diggle. So
they teased him.
He has the ring still too, which is he's just never been shown with it on or with the suit. And so you have to go from this season of Flash, season 8, and there being no Green Lanterns at all, to season 9 next year, setting up the Blackest Night storyline, and you haven't done any build up to it. And there's probably none in this season other than one little piece, which is Deathstorm. This all. So they've got Diggle and Deathstorm, and they have to use that to build the rest of this massive comic book storyline. So we're gonna actually talk about I don't know if you guys have your lists for who we think is gonna be each of the lanterns.
Wait, we're supposed to make a list?
Yeah, it was our homework.
That was our homework, remember?
Oh, never mind, I forgot.
Gosh, man, you didn't do your homework. So
fuck it.
Part of the Blackest Night storyline is there's one lantern of each that like comes together, and then ultimately there's like the rainbow lantern who ends up just becoming the White Lantern. And so we're gonna try and talk about who we think could be those people. And I guess Dylan, if you want to like elaborate some of the history behind the Blackest Night and how that all happens,
give us a lowdown.
Well, I haven't read it in a while, so I can't remember like how it all starts. But there is a faction of lanterns called the Black Lanterns.
Yes.
They more or less go out and kill supers and turn them into zombies.
Yep.
Okay.
And through the action of turning him into a zombie, it turns him into a Black Knight. Or a Black Lantern.
A Black Knight. Black Lantern. Yes, exactly. And they're the Lantern Corps of Death, more specifically. So
so they kill like Evans, Funko Pop, Wonder Woman. They've killed Batman, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So the Green Lanterns, being the lanterns of willpower, are the ones that like ultimately fight them.
Yes.
The most.
Yep.
And they put out the call for all the other lanterns to find a hero to help fix this situation going on. So like Barry Allen gets the blue Lantern's ring.
Yep.
Green Lantern already has like 17 Green Lanterns, so they don't really need one.
Yep. Nope. They're good.
17 of them on Earth, so it's like not that big of an issue there.
Yeah.
But like each ring finds its own inhabitant on Earth to help counteract this blessing.
Thank you.
To help counteract this like threat that's happening. Lex Luthor gets an orange lantern ring. Scarecrow gets a yellow lantern ring, or Sinestro Corp, however you want to call it.
Yep.
I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but the lady that was played by Amber Heard,
Mara.
Mara gets a red lantern ring, I believe.
That's correct.
It's either red or pink.
It's red. Yeah,
it's red.
Yeah, she's an angry.
Star Sapphire gets indigo.
Yep. Yeah, she's like Hal Jordan's love interest. So
yeah. I can't remember who gets like pink.
I think she gets pink.
Is it pink?
Yeah, she gets pink.
I thought she had Star Sapphire. Gets indigo.
I guess maybe. I don't remember for sure. Let me look. Yeah, I think you're right.
So like a whole bunch of people get different lantern or get different rings, and they end up using all those rings. Well, I guess technically not all of them, because Lex Luthor kills Scarecrow right away.
Yeah, because he's a wacko.
Lantern Link. But they end up using those rings or powers to fight back against the Black Lanterns.
Black Lanterns.
And then ultimately, Hal Jordan, I believe, turns into the White Lantern by absorbing all the powers of the other rings.
Yep.
And is able to, if I am remembering correctly, then give other heroes that power.
Yes. Yeah. I think it's actually Kyle Rayner that gets it first.
Is it Kyle Rayner?
Yeah.
Kyle Rayner ends up giving it.
Yeah, Kyle Rayner gets it, and then he gives it out to all the rest of the Green Lanterns and then the other heroes. And ultimately, the White Lanterns end up eradicating the Black Lanterns. Another piece of information about the Black Lanterns is their like ringleader is Necron. So he's like this big, in the comics, he's like this big old giant, almost like wall. This big old wall, this sentient wall. It's weird. It's really weird. But he's the one who gives out all the rings and like creates them. He almost like, if you remember Parallax from the Green Lantern movie. I'm sorry I'm making you think of that, but if you remember, Parallax is like this big old demon and entity of fear. That's essentially what Necron is for death. So he's like,
Quick question, Dylan. Sorry, Evan.
No, you're good.
Repeat your list again of the people who got the ring, who got all the ring.
So Lex Luthor gets orange.
All right, that's correct.
Star Sapphire gets indigo, I believe, or maybe she already is indigo.
I have a different list here. Well, at least from what I saw. You're all right. Luthor gets orange. Scarecrow gets yellow.
Barry Allen gets blue.
Yeah, Barry Allen gets blue. Mira gets red. Adam as indigo. The Atom, and Wonder Woman gets violet.
Okay.
So yeah, this is like a different list, but yeah.
Wonder Woman gets violet, which is love.
Yep.
Correct. Yeah, it's
That
pretty solid.
is correct. Sorry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I was just thinking of the original Lantern Ring with Star Sapphire.
Yeah. That makes sense. But basically, we want to figure out who we think in the existing DC universe is qualified to wield these rings, and so then we're going to go through characters that already exist in the CW universe, in the Arrowverse, and give them all a corresponding ring. So one that we can almost like lock in for sure and like move past is Barry getting a Blue Lantern ring. That one's like super obvious. Literally like every third episode they mention how he's like a beacon of hope. So that's literally what the Blue Lanterns are, is they run off hope, and he's the embodiment of it in the show. And just in general, that's who he is in the comics as well. So he would probably get almost undoubtedly the Blue Lantern ring in this sort of storyline. That's the easiest. And then the second easiest is Green, John Diggle. Those two, we don't even have to like argue or go, oh, well, this character could get it. Those are pretty much dead set.
Correct.
So then I guess we just go down the rest of the list and give these out.
Yeah, we already have green and blue cover.
Yep.
All stuff is just red, orange, yellow, indigo, and violet. Those are the last.
But ultimately, we already kind of have a orange one and set in place too, right? Because the Lanternverse already has a Lex Luthor. Or not Lanternverse.
I want to see if he's still alive.
The Flashverse.
I want to see if he's still alive, because I think at one point he might have died.
I think he should be fine.
I think he died though. Like he was like one of the. Obviously, he was one of the pillars already that they did for the
They-
Crisis on Infinite Earth storyline, but I think he
Yeah.
died
I
after
think he's still.
that. Let me look. Oh no, he's
Yeah.
currently actually. I mean, they could get him out, but he's in the Phantom Zone, so yeah,
I
that might be
mean-
a little bit difficult to go out of their way to get him. Basically, Supergirl in their last battle just was like, all right, we're done with you, and just locked him up in the Phantom Zone.
Well, I
That's
guess it
great.
doesn't necessarily matter. With them having done the Legends of Tomorrow
Yeah,
as a like show,
time travel is very on the table. Very
Yeah.
much on
Yeah,
the table.
it is.
so it
So-
doesn't necessarily matter like who they choose for like them.
Yeah.
Like I guess with somebody being the Phantom Zone, that kind of like stops them from wanting to choose that person.
Yeah.
But I would think greed could be Captain Cold. That's his name, right?
He's dead too.
Captain Cool. Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah.
No, but he's dead. But with the Legends of Tomorrow
Anything is
having been
possible.
a thing,
True.
that could just be
That could be a way to bring
like-
it back. That'd be
yeah.
interesting.
They good. They good.
I don't know if I don't know. He kind of shaped out to be a better dude in that show.
yeah later on.
Yeah.
But they could do the early
Yeah, I guess you
Captain
could.
Cold.
Yeah, if time travel is on the table. You could just go get like the first time he showed up in the Flash and just snag him away. This would be like
Yeah.
a sort of like the Watcher, like is like, oh, let me pick these guys out of the universe to go save the
Or if
multiverse.
Dr.
sort of
Fate is
team.
somehow involved.
I mean, that'd be insane if they get him in.
That
Fate.
would that'd be
be
crazy. I mean,
nutty.
yeah, sure.
A way to bring in Pierce Brosnan early.
I don't know if they bring
No.
him in the TV shows. CW
No, no.
CW sucks. CW is not good enough to do this. That's the whole reason.
No.
They don't
I'm
have
coming up with
they don't
this
have the
list.
money for it to bring him over.
We're doing this to help them out, figure out who they should put in these plots.
Why don't we just pull the plug right now, saying be done with it?
Oh man.
My
No.
problem is that I haven't seen
What if
a whole lot of it for a while.
So because
No, same
it's
here,
a-
same here. We all
because
haven't
it's a-
after well, at least I don't know what was your guys' reason, but like after the whole drama
Yeah.
with the actor drama, I kind of just stopped watching. I'm like,
That's
there's
fair.
no point.
I'm like thinking about like somebody. It's gonna be more Flash based than anything. I'm like looking at it and going, who's like a really greedy, evil Flash villain? And you go, ooh, I know someone, Savitar.
Okay.
How do you guys feel about that?
Savitar?
Savitar would be pretty nutty to like pair up.
Isn't
in a
Savitar
team.
dead though?
Well, technically, he exists randomly throughout time as well, and he's
Okay.
a speedster. So like, if they need, I mean, he's a very greedy dude. He like wanted like to be a god and wanted to like take Iris for himself, but then it wouldn't. She didn't want him. So like, then he went on this rampage to be.
So why not
super
just
powerful.
do Yubar Dar or Yubar Dar?
Ooh,
Iborton, yeah.
Wouldn't
Reverse
he-
Flash.
I feel like he'd be better at red though.
I think he'd be better yet technically at yellow.
Or yellow. I almost said yellow too.
But
But then I thought about it. I was like,
He also wants the Speed Force for himself.
yeah.
They,
I
they
mean,
could go either way, either yellow or orange.
I don't know. That's such a tough call because he could fit all three of those perfectly. That's his whole thing. He's like super.
But what is
angry
he
and
most?
evil. Dude, I don't even know. It depends on like which version you get of him. Like after he spent time with Barry versus like.
Yeah.
That's a
The
good
character who played Ralph Dibny,
kidney. Elongated man.
elongated man, he started getting better as far as like his greediness,
Yeah.
but he was also pretty greedy.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, he was like wanted to be the superhero kind of guy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
if
he
they-
also was like
yeah.
kind of like he would do his PI work for himself
Yeah,
Yep.
that's true.
to show how good he
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
so maybe if they decide to bring him back in
They're
Uncanny.
not.
I
They're not
doubt
going
it.
to.
I doubt it. I wish. I'd
Then
love it, but I
they're
mean,
not.
they
They're
kind
not.
of want to bring back as many people as they can for the finales of this show,
Mhm.
and for the big old crossover things. But I don't know.
Um,
So another one we can kind of narrow down is for Violet, which is love. It makes sense that they would make Iris. I hate to say it,
Boy,
but
yeah, probably most likely.
Iris,
Because she has a love
yeah,
for Barry no matter what.
yeah. I could see them doing Iris as like as the
as love.
pink lanterns. So, um, so those are three that we can guarantee. I think we could kind of pencil in the Reverse Flash as red, yellow, or orange. Let's put, I want to say, just because we talked about him being in the Phantom Zone, like, if they wanted to, they could bring him out of the Phantom Zone at any point. And
Yeah, I
they
believe
don't
so.
have a reason to, but, like, if it's the end of the world.
Well, they've also, like, at least in the comics, made it to where people can get out of the Phantom Zone on their own.
Yeah, it's
It's
very
hard,
difficult.
but they can do it.
Yeah, it's like a willpower based thing, which ties into the entire story. So if he got out, it would kind of make sense that a ring finds him. Yeah, so I'm gonna pencil in Lex as orange. Do we want to put Eobard Thawne in red or yellow?
I think he's more yellow because Barry actually does fear him
Yeah,
to an
I guess
extent.
so.
Mhm.
I mean, it's more so like what you're powerful in. If like you're,
I know, but like he goes back in time to scare Barry.
yeah.
Like that was his first act.
Let's
Yep.
see if he's ever had either of the rings.
I don't think he
I
has.
don't think so either, but has Eobard Thawne ever had a lantern ring? If somebody's made a post on the DC fandom forum about Eobard Thawne with a white lantern ring is the worst thing that could ever happen to
Yeah.
the DC universe, which is pretty damn true.
That's yeah.
Wait a minute. Let's see. Would Reverse Flash be a good candidate for... No. Let's see here. It's tense amount of hatred. See, that's what I think, is he just hates Barry so much, and that's so Red Lantern to me.
Yeah, that's fair.
It screams it to me. Like, he is so
I
filled
mean,
with
I kind of
rage.
like we kind of talked about it last week, but I kind of liked Deathstroke, Manu Bennett,
Yeah.
as that Red Lantern.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I think he's given up a lot of his like anger though after he got rid of the Mirakuru in his system.
Yeah, he did. That's kind of like the big issue there.
Yeah, and again they could do time travel stuff, but I feel like they would do like characters active to the universe that are still around, rather than doing time travel stuff. Especially since they've canceled Legends, like they could still do it, but yeah, I don't know. What's the
So
Violet Lanterns?
correct me if I'm wrong, but Stephen Amell just stepped away from being the Arrow. He didn't die, right?
He's the Spectre now.
Oh.
He'll
Yeah,
probably be involved with this storyline as the Spectre, but the
Yeah.
Spectre wouldn't be gifted a ring, unfortunately. He wouldn't even need it. He's too powerful.
Exactly.
So actually the Violet Lanterns are the Love Lanterns. Yeah, oh that's right. Indigo is what I'm looking up. I forget what their powers are based out of. The Indigo Lanterns are powered by... What is it?
So where did he turn into the Spectre?
during the
during
crisis.
Crisis on Infinite Earths, he died twice, and he came back to life as this, or he didn't die twice. Oliver died, and then came back as the Spectre, and then died. But the Spectre never dies. He's almost invincible. But he basically went toe to toe with the Anti-Monitor and took him out, and all that drained like everything he had, and then he died. But he survived the encounter 100%. Like, I can almost guarantee it. Indigo lanterns that are relevant to this conversation right now, Ray Palmer. I don't even know.
Yeah, because he's the Atom, right?
Yeah, so like Ray Palmer's probably the Indigo Lantern. I'd love to see him come back for that. And
I do too.
Yeah.
What happened to all of the like people that he was training to become himself or become him essentially? So like the Watchdog and all that stuff.
They're irrelevant. I don't think that they're around, really.
I think they all went their own separate ways, I believe, afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, after like the season, everyone went their own separate ways. That's how John Doe got his own little, got his Green Lantern ring.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, so looking at this again, I'm going to go down the list here just to relist it one more time. So we have red open, yellow open, because Eobard Thawne could really be either. We have Lex Luthor as orange, John Diggle as green, Barry Allen as blue, Iris West as violet, and Ray Palmer as indigo. And so then we really only need a red or a yellow to fill in, and then we put the Reverse Flash in the other. So if we find somebody that we think, you know, if we're looking at the rest of the villains and people that are still alive in this universe, who would be a good fit, you know, as a yellow lantern or as a red lantern?
So I guess technically we should look more. I want to think that they would use Stephen Amell.
I think he'll be a
something in the series.
He'll just pop up as the Spectre. I almost.
So what if he's the Yellow Lantern then, as the Spectre?
Oh no, that would be horrible. He doesn't need a ring as the Spectre is the problem.
No, I mean he doesn't. But they've also historically in the show depowered Barry Allen 700 times.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
I mean. Yeah, literally like Hal Jordan becomes the Spectre sometimes, but
like, what if? So let's put Eobard Thawne as red.
Okay, I'm cool with doing that.
And then try to find a villain. Like I know we kind of talked about it last week, but like Mark Hamill, the Trickster, as like.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Yellow.
I mean that could be a safe bet, maybe, but I don't know. I mean, I'm 50-50 on it, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean,
I would like to see that actually.
I wouldn't mind seeing Trickster come back and everything, but like for that, I don't know. I'm 50-50.
Yeah.
Or I know they kind of canceled Batwoman, but I guess they killed off the Ruby Rose. Is that her name?
I think they said she went missing.
And then a black lady took over that role, right?
Yes. Correct.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I guess that doesn't really make sense. But like, if the Batman of that universe was, you know, available, that makes sense for a Yellow Lantern.
Yeah.
I can't think of a character that's like fear-based.
Yeah,
like,
there's no one that's shown up. I would say
like the only one that like kind of like jumps out to me again, like it might just because of like he's the iconic one of the iconic voices is the Joker, but Mark Hamill as the Trickster.
I'm gonna put like for Yellow Lantern, Trickster / Savitar.
Okay.
Okay, I mean that makes sense.
But either of them would be
What
crazy.
What if they just do something stupid and make it just all different Barry Allens from different?
No, they couldn't. But Another thing
Like-
that they
like-
could do.
If
I
that's
wouldn't
like
be
a
surprised.
cop-out way, like if it's a cop-out way, they can't bring all these people back, right? So they just do a different Barry Allen from all sorts of different universes,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
just
I'm
so
gonna-
it's all just Barry Allen.
Yeah. I'm gonna do another separate, like, what if, where Eobard Thawne is the Yellow Lantern,
Okay.
but then they make. I guess he could still be red. They could do it either way, but they could make Black Death Zoom. They could bring him back as the Red Lantern. Because he turned into the Red Death. Or not the Red Death, but the Speedster Death. So I could see them bringing him back. Because it's not, they don't even have to bring back the actor. They just do CGI for him. So,
Yeah.
They could.
because like he's usually just chasing down speedsters to kill them, and then like they're all dead because the Black Knights, the Blackest Knights, have stolen them all away. And usually, he could even be one of them. But it'd be kind of cool to see him be like, "Oh, this is horrible! Like these guys have like stolen my job," sort of thing. I mean, he wouldn't speak probably, but like that'd be kind of cool. That's like a long shot though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I get it.
Eobard as the red, and then like Trickster or Savitar or something like that as yellow.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty good list. What do you guys think? That took way longer than I expected it to.
I mean,
The list overall.
digging in to see what we think what could happen.
Yeah.
You know.
All right.
We could probably make a better comprehensive list, but like just off the top of our heads kind of list, I think that's a good list.
Yeah, I think so
Yeah.
too. Cool. Well, I think that's about it for this episode.
Oh
I
snap!
totally forgot to put our sponsorship in the middle of there, so you're gonna have seen a random sponsorship pop up in the middle.
No, I thought you said at the start there was a
I
sponsor.
guess actually I did kind of like key that in there.
So-
I did a little
So
joke.
you can
I'll
you
probably
can
put it in.
you can throw it in right after that.
Yeah, I'll just put it in right at the
Yeah.
beginning. Anyways,
Yes.
thanks for watching. Go and follow that link from our sponsor. He does really
Sports
cool
over sponsor.
designs. I'll show you these one real time, third time. to
Show 'em. Show them the goodies.
Just showing everything off in my collection. These things are pretty dope. I know I talked
Look
about
at
it
'em.
for probably 2 or 3 minutes earlier, but he does some pretty cool designs. He has some batons that I have coming in soon, so go and buy some stuff. You get 10% off if you use our code. Again, it's Ultra Films. It's pretty easy. It's just our name. It's like right there 3 times. So that's that. Like,
For 10%
comment,
off.
subscribe, all that
Yep.
good stuff. Until next time. Peace.
Adios.